Shalom. We the real Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked society. To tell you that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Israelites of the Bible. And I want to start off by giving all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the hopeful like the Israel and the Akim that's pushing his word down sincerity and truth. And this the brother Zakaria from the GMS Chicago branch. And I want to go into a lesson on you gotta study and take notes. You know, you gotta study and take notes when you come into this thing, man. You can't just be a parrot. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna instill it all to my mind." You know, you gotta write it down, man, because sometimes your mind will forget things, man. You know, cause too much stuff be going to your head, and it's better if you write it down and you see it, man, so you can get it instilled in. You know, you gotta study, man. You know, like when brothers come and come up on the line, you know, how your pen and your paper, man. You know, write down scriptures, man, or put it, or grab your phone, open up your notes, and just start jotting down scriptures, man. You know, cause like, and when you start doing those things, man, it increase you, man. It increase you through the spirit. It increase you on your knowledge and understanding on the word and on how to teach and how to memorize and how to link up scriptures, man. Cause you know how the scriptures say, man, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, man. You know, you can link up scriptures. Oh, these two go here, and then oh these this go with this go with this, and then now you got a lesson. You know, or you could just prove that the scriptures is real, man. You know, like learn the basics, man. You know, cause we like newborn babes. You know, so it's important to take notes and to study. You know, because when you come on the line, you once you start taking notes and study, you can start raising your hand up. Oh, I got a precept. You know, bam, that linked up with what we was going into on the topic. Good, that brother been studying. Good, that brother been writing. That brother been reading. You know, that brother been watching videos. You know, you always gotta be occupied. You gotta be constantly working, man. You know, cause like the scriptures say, man, this is not our rest. So you can't just come up to the line and just listen. And you keep coming though. Like you keep coming to the line, but you just listening. You ain't asking questions. You just watching. You know, ask questions. You know, how your notebook out and your pencil and your pen out, man, and get the right, man. That way, cause we know if you dealing, man. You know, but I'm gonna jump right into it. And Lord willing, this lesson be edifying. It's Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7. It said, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. So you got to get understanding of the wisdom, man. To know, you got to know what you getting yourself into. You got to know what you studying. You got to know what you reading. You know, you got to know what you feeding your brain for salvation. This is serious business, you know. You got to know what you're doing, man. It said with all thy getting, get understanding. You got to understand what you're hearing. You got to understand what you're reading. You got to understand what you're seeing. When you see us on the line, it's not a coincidence that we out there. It's prophecy. You know? You got to get understanding. With all thy getting, get understanding. You know? Take notes. Read. Look up words, you know? Go into the blue letter, you know, things of that nature, man. Call a brother up, like, brother, can you help me with this? You know? Get understanding. You gotta get understanding. To know to know what's going on, man. To know how the Lord operates, man. To know why these things coming to pass. You know? This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So you gotta study, man, to show that Joseph approved, man. Did not the scripture say make your calling and election sure? How you gonna do that if you're not being occupied into the doctrine. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, if you're not studying, if you're not reading, if you're not taking notes. It says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. So you're not doing it to us. You're trying to do it to the Most High, man. You know? And then it says, a workman that needed not to be ashamed. So somebody that's not ashamed for this word. Somebody that's not ashamed to announce Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, that's not ashamed to go out and teach in front of thousands and thousands of people, man. Wearing a garment. With the Bible in your hand. With signs out. Basically like Bart Simpson on the Simpsons, man. When the man had the sign out saying the end, that's what the 12 tribes sign is. That's what the signs of the destruction of America is, man. The image of the Lord in Caesar, which is Serapis Christus. That's us going out there being not ashamed of the word, man, of the doctrine, man. That's the end. That's what we doing. How they did, like they showed in that cartoon when he was like, the end is near. That's what them signs is out there, man. And it says, rightly dividing the word of truth. So rightly dividing the word of truth. How can you rightly divide the word of truth if you ain't taking notes? If you just being a mockingbird, a parrot. Oh, I'm gonna just put it in my mind. Oh, I'm gonna just listen. No, man. You just going off faith. You of course it's real, but where the works at? Where your works at? The Lord say faith without works is dead. You ain't putting no work. You believe, okay, you believe what we saying. Wait, where your works at? How can you prove that what we saying is real? Is you studying on your own? Is you looking at what we saying? You know? You gotta get it while it's hot. It said, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know? I'm going to grab Revelation. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 3. It say, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So the scripture say, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So the Lord said, blessed is you that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. So it ain't all about you just, oh, I'm going to just instill it in my mind. No, you got to read too. You got to feed yourself too. The scripture say that he that watereth himself. It's just like you got a water hole and you watering your grass. You get wet too. So while you increasing others, while you feeding the fruit, the flock, you also feeding yourself, man. You making yourself grow and develop in the spirit on how to teach. You know, the more you do your videos, the more you increase. You know, the more you study, the more you read, the more the more you get linked up with brothers and fellowship and break bread. You increase. Because we all increasing in this thing, man. You gotta increase, man. We gonna be teachers one day, man. You know? So you gotta study, man, and take notes, man. It's very important to study and take notes, man. Because you're not gonna remember everything. You know? Even the apostles and elders do it, man. They take notes, they write it down. Or they just jump right into a sit down. Once a train of thought comes to their mind, they jump right into a sit down. You know? But if you ain't got your phone or your camera around you, but you got your book bag and your pen and paper, and then something come in your mouth like, ooh, this dude said something about my job, man, that's a lesson. He said, ooh, write it down. Or you can't just keep, because then once you try to say, I'm gonna remember when I get in the crib. You get in the crib like, dang, what was it that he said at work? Bam, you forgot. You could have just did a whole lesson on it because you had it written down. You studied, you took notes, so you got precepts to back up what he said. You know, it's very important, man. It's really important. I'm gonna grab 1 Thessalonians. Salakia. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 21. It says, Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. So the Lord say, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. And what is good? This word, this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding, this truth, man. You know? It say, prove all things. So if a brother asks you a question and you say that you already know and you got it, prove it with the scriptures. You can't. Because you ain't been studying. You ain't been reading. The brother asked a question from last week that he gave us precepts on, but you didn't study and take notes on it. And then the next week the brother he bring the question back up. You like, I forgot. I don't know. Did you take notes? Nope. I thought I had it in my mind. No, that's madness, man. You gotta take notes, man. You gotta prove all things, man. You know? Prove all things. The Lord say prove all things, man. So when you out there teaching, man, you gotta prove it with the scriptures. Back it up with the scriptures. And it's always gonna link up with history. You just gotta prove it with the scriptures, man, because everything is in the scriptures is true. Like it says, man, let the Most High be true and every man a liar. You know? This is Sirach. Chapter 39. Sirach chapter 39 and verse 1. It said, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. So you got to give your mind to the law. You got to be occupied in meditating thereof. Meditate on the scriptures. You know, seek out the wisdom of the ancient, of the past, man, of old, and occupying prophecy. How's you been occupied in prophecy, man? If you ain't taking notes and ain't studying and ain't reading, being a watchman, seeing what's going on throughout the world, seeing the microchip is being manifested on the highway, seeing all these natural disasters, seeing that these pestilence, seeing that these plagues that was going on back then happening now, seeing that Jake is waking up all over the world, seeing that these nuclear missiles is coming to pass. It's all here. But how's you being occupied in prophecy if you ain't studying, if you ain't reading, if you ain't watching videos, if you ain't going out teaching? You know? This is the prologue of the wisdom of Yahweh Shai, the son of Sirach. Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps, for the rich things, which things Israel ought to be commanded, for learning and wisdom. So you got to learn. We got to be commanded to learn and wisdom. And whereof not only the readers must needs become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without, both by speaking and writing. I'll read it again, because that's just deep alone, and it's not even a whole prologue. It say, whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps, for the which things Israel ought to be commanded for learning and wisdom, and whereof not only the readers must needs become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without, both by speaking and writing, man. So you're gonna have to write, which take notes, and you're gonna have to speak what you taking notes on, man, because that increases you, man. And this to you Israelites, commended for learning and wisdom. Readers, they got readers in here, man. The law is for the who was out here pushing the law, man? The prophets, man. Because they studied, man. They took notes. You know, they dig deep. They went deep into the word, man. And when you take notes and stuff, man, you're gonna get on that level too. You're gonna increase, man. But you gotta write and learn and speak this word, man. It's gonna be like a fire in your mouth, man. I forgot what prophet it was, but it was burning in him, man. He ain't even want to teach the word, man. It was a fire in him made him to go out there and teach this word, man. And you gotta be hot for this thing, man. You know? I'm gonna grab First Timothy. First Timothy, chapter 4, in verse 12. It says, "Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Till I come, giving tendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee." So you gotta meditate upon this word. You got people that are just listening to you. You gotta read. You know, it's man. You gotta be occupied, man. It just gave you everything in a row, man. It said, "Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers." We gotta be an example to the believers, man. The ones that's believing on Yahweh Shema Shah. We gotta be an example to them, man. And we believe in the Lord too, man. We believe in everything He's saying, man. Because the things that the Lord said in this book is coming to pass, man. But how you gonna understand it if you don't study, if you don't read, if you don't take notes, if you don't fellowship? Believers in word and conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. To like come give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine, man. So the Lord said give attendance to reading, exhortation, and to doctrine, man. So that means going out, watching the teachers, man. Going out there watching the prophets, man. Taking notes, looking at the videos, man, until the Lord come, man. Take heed, man. It said neglect not the gift that is in thee, man. So don't forsake it, man. Use it, man. You got the body, man. I'm gonna end it with this last scripture. This is Sirach chapter 21. Chapter 21 and verse 21. It says, "Learning is unto a wise man as an ornament of gold, and like a bracelet upon his right arm." And that's just like you get a new breakdown like every day. Like we give new breakdowns every day. That's a new ornament you putting on you. You put another gold watch on, a big chain, another big chain on, another big chain on. Now eventually you gonna be blinged out. Because that wisdom gonna have you increase, man. Because you learn it, you know. It's unto a wise man, man. It's like a bracelet. It's a learning is unto a wise man as an ornament of gold, and like a bracelet upon his right arm. So by you studying, you taking notes, you putting an ornament on you right then and there. You putting that gold on you, man. Because you was storing up your treasures in heaven, man. The kingdom, man. That immortality, fighting for that crown, man. That don't mean you, man. But how you gonna get that if you ain't studying, man? And I speak for myself, man. You know, we all fall short, you know. But how you gonna receive that if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, man? If you ain't reading, doing your videos, linking up with brothers, you know. You gotta, man, this is, man. You gotta take heed to this, man. Hey, man, cause like the Lord say, man, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You know, but I hope that that's what edifying. I'm gonna give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Mukakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Millstone. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the whole of Israel. Shalom and a ball.